Soviets and Soviets of the Red Army, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, today we're going back to Slutsk East for another game from the Terrible Divisions tournament. Rank, we have a real ripper today. Who's bringing what to the fray?
On the left-hand side in blue, we have GreenHD playing as 122nd Infantry Flatline, and the right-hand side we have finzent playing as 2nd Trench Armor Division with a Vanguard income.
You know, it's such an intriguing opening to go out with this DB7B. Can you kind of explain an opening to people?
So one of the unique things about the French is that they have smoke bombers, because they just love smoking. It's not the best plane in the road, but it does have its pretty gimmicky use of being able to drop a lot of smoke very fast, and I did like how he used it to drop a more vertical slice. And that's actually going to block the IG-18 from shooting into the infantry coming up onto the hill, so that's not bad, and we're going to have a bit of a flame war going on in a minute.
Well, this is the internet, of course. It's going to happen.
God damn, that's a lot of flames.
Well, through the fire and the flames, we do certainly carry on, right? It's been a couple of years, and I'm looking forward to it. It's never too early for a Dragon Force.
No. Now we gotta go and like stop the video and do like a quick Guitar Hero free session, like through fire and flames and legendary.
Oh man, at that point, I'm not sure I could strum that fast.
Same.
But we actually gonna have the Volti Garrison and the Sepios over here, so this is such a great opening overall, because it definitely has allowed that entire infantry column to knife on in and take that central ridge, really, more or less. Yeah,
and the French have, I mean, they always have very interesting openings, because they're very aggressive mobile division, all infantry for the most part, come in half tracks, and you can use them pretty effectively as we see here to give you a little bit of extra fire support, especially against the Germans. As using half tracks against the Germans is a great counter, as they don't have all those pesky anti-tank rifles that the Soviets have.
True. But I mean, to a certain extent, the Penta Boys after a while, it kind of gets to be a little bit of a wasted time. Sorry, I was watching as this platoon of Stuarts comes on through. No, sorry, Shermans comes on through. This could be devastating. Yeah,
I mean, we got the Stugs on the other end of his forest, but I mean, yeah, the Shermans are probably win. They have the veterancy and the stabilizers.
Oh, of course. How can we forget the stabilizers?
You can never forget the stabilizers. And the smoke plane coming in. Is he dropping more smoke? He has like an extra smoke bomb here. Just forgot all about it.
It is always terrifying to be on the receiving end of a Stuart and Sherman kind of break out. Wait a second. How did they not see the strokes?
You can see the half track here, but line of sight is still not ideal for both tanks to start shooting at each other yet.
Probably a lucky thing over here for one of that lead Shermans, but when all is said and done, more air such treatment coming to the north. We've talked about my distaste. Volti Garrison coming the other direction. A clear French advantage on this central ridgeline, and here we go. Now it's kicking off.
Go Sherman's knockout run, and are they gonna knock out the second?
Statistically, I'd imagine so.
A lot of firepower, but the Slug is still alive for now, as the Shermans are on the chase.
I don't know. Things will be stuck in the mud pretty quickly. The command, Stuart in the area. Shooter knocked out. Yep, there we go.
Yeah. And that's a pretty big kill here. That's going to open up the southern flank of his town here for finzent. And he definitely has the infantry advantage on that ridgeline at the moment. But GreenHD, he is bringing in the reserve troops. A lot of reserve troops. And they're not in the reserve anymore.
Whoop-de-doo. I mean, at the same time, I think the only thing I'd really be nervous about is the Tarka Puchas over there watching over that river crossing, just because they have 100 rounds, and now they're dead, but they had 100 rounds of sniper rifle ammo. Is that a mortar? Ooh, yes, we have the M21s in the field. Barely see those guys.
Yeah, you barely do, and as I said before in the last cast we did earlier, mortar half tracks are such good units, especially the American one. It's nice, it's mobile, it's got radios, can't really go wrong.
Air conditioning, open windows, it's stylish, dude.
And hopefully a sound system in there as well.
Oh yeah, you know we gotta be listening to Temptations at that point. Yes, don't hit me up in the comments that Temptations weren't together yet, but Sherman loader wounded. That's maybe the first vehicle kill, really heavy, MBT kill. But it's 15-9 as pretty much the entire map begins to bleed.
Yeah, finzent going for that aggressive early French play without Vanguard income. I mean, we're gonna have to see how it goes into B phase and C phases. I mean, his income isn't terribly bad compared to GreenHD later on, but it is still a little bit of a disadvantage. And as we know, in terms of also availability rise, the French don't have the best availability with cards in C phase.
No, they don't. But the 122nd over here, you see there's like five strokes so far, 7 strokes so far. There's a heavy reliance over here. Ooh, nice little bombing run by the DB-73. Heavy reliance on A-phase vehicles, and I think that's definitely it might pay dividends if he can get kills early. As finzent, Green might not be able to keep up the tempo as we go further and further into the match.
Yeah, usually the Slugs, people usually take in B and C phase for availability, but yeah, C phase availability might help out GreenHD because you're definitely gonna need the armor and anti-armor to try and stop these M4s. Problem, of course, is trying to position the Slugs in a place to actually get the shot on the Shermans because you don't have the turret. It's not a huge deal in the most part, but in these close quarters town fights, that few extra seconds of having the turret and being able to get on target can make a big deal, especially against 2-star Shermans with stabilizers.
It absolutely can. Now, the one thing I do like seeing is the Stu 42. Because not for nothing, one area where the assault guns always seem to fall down is actually in that assault role. They're not able to engage soft targets with the same kind of efficacy, let's call it, as something with a little more like that short barrel howitzer, like we're going to the 105.
Yeah.
Of course, not really an anti-tank platform, but each one has this defined role for a reason.
Yeah, assault guns are no longer as useful as were on SD-44, and I think the main reason is just because everything is 2-kilometer range. I mean, they don't have the range advantage over other things anymore, so they usually just get popped by tanks in a regular tank fight.
Yes, indeed. I'm watching as he's starting to lob rounds over here at this Orthodox church. Bizarrely enough, apparently the power of God is keeping him from oh, there's the explosion, never mind.
Yeah.
Just like guys randomly taking pins. But other than that, no, this town, this ridge, really overall, if it's civilized, it belongs in French hands, apparently.
Yeah, this is a pretty good securement of his town, as usual with this map. If you can secure the ridge, you pretty much secure the northern town. And if finzent can put some, tanks on the ridge line to start shooting northwards, he can clear up Ersat's troop and completely hold the area. But GreenHD, he's not backing down. He's got infantry reinforcements coming in from the south to try and secure the hill again. But he's definitely going to need a little bit more than just a few grenadiers.
So actually, here's the thing. The 122nd, as we go deeper and deeper into the deck for them, is it just more of the same? Or do we see something kind of interesting that could legitimately change the tempo of this entire match?
122nd is... it's really cool division, because it is essentially just a German infantry division with some Finnish, reinforcements, such as Finnish infantry and some other stuff, which are good, because the Finnish infantry are really good in this game. But the main thing I think I would definitely help out are the goddamn Pak-43s. Because they got those heavy-duty anti-tank guns, and especially on the southern end of this map, if we see more play, as we're actually seeing an Ersatz troop push down south, the Pak-43 will just annihilate any French armor.
True. That is the one, let's say, moment of failure, really, for the French, is that all their armor, if it's not a Sherman, it's a Stuart, and if it's not a Stuart, it's dead.
Yeah, they don't have really anything heavy. They do have some Wolverines which help out, but they ain't gonna help you against a Pak-43.
No, highly unlikely. Now, this Pioneers down to the south are just getting taken on out. Sturm Pioneers are just crushing it. I always forget they have those 5 MP40s. There's so much firepower once you get in close and dirty. And indeed, you see right now more Pioneers and actually another Sherman being brought on in to kind of stop the bleeding.
Yeah, and this is a perfect push for GreenHD. As we're seeing here, it's definitely going to ease up a little bit up north as finzent is quickly rallying troops to try to re-secure the southern side here. And in this open ground engagement area, I'd really give it to GreenHD with his tanks and anti-tank gun platforms.
That's true. That's true, but even the airsats trooping in the woods, that's probably the only place that airsats are just really at home, hiding in the trees.
Or in the open as well, because you can just rush them across the open field, they get shot at by something, and then you return fire.
Yeah, but I didn't really think about taking point and taking the first hit was really what the kind of message you want to send to the kids out there, but hey, Rang, if you think so. Super high level bombing on DB-73 going after the PaK-40 and the Stug. Unfortunately for his troops in the south, there's still a PaK-40 in front of everything.
Yeah.
But potentially the Stug might die. Doesn't die, but I'd certainly needs a change of its armor.
Yeah. Probably a few scuffs, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some brown streaks in the middle of it. If you know what I mean.
Up north, yeah, he's still got GreenHD trying to, resecure the town with just regular grenadier person. I mean, he really only has mostly German infantry so far in A phase. Maybe in B phase he has some of those Finnish troops, which are definitely a little bit better fitted for fighting in towns. Because he's definitely going to need better infantry to secure said towns, because grenadiers and SS trooping is just terrible, to put it frankly.
You know, Rang, it's taken you years, but I'm so touched that you finally come around to my line of thinking on that one.
Yeah. I mean, only having one MG, is it 34 or 42? Only one MG-34. I mean, your German squadron needs at least like 4 of them.
Oh, of course.
You have overwhelming machine gun firepower.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Watching in the meantime as the last PaK-40 down to the south. Oh, no, never mind. There's a knockoff 45mm being brought on in. The M42 captured anti-tank platform there.
Yeah.
And you're right though. It's just Stug spam. And if you can, well, if you can keep the Stugs at bay, well, that's the ball game there.
Yeah, and Stugs are really good. I mean, they're a very underrated tank, I think, in real life and also in game, because they're just good. I mean, you don't have the turret of the Panzer IV, but for the most part, you really don't need a turret. And in sound fights, you kind of do, but especially the Stug force with that little bit of extra armor definitely helps out.
And not for
against those Shermans.
And not for nothing as well. I mean, probably the only time that it takes 4 tanks to take out another tank actually is true. But in this case, it's the cost. These are dirt cheap for a reason. That turret was just not a inexpensive platform, man.
Yeah.
We're watching as more and more Shermans getting brought on in, but it seems that the flow of reinforcement has been cut significantly. Yeah,
things have, started to slow down a little bit. finzent is still in a very good position.
Oh, yes.
In B phase. He's got the entire northern side under his control, and he's still slowly bleeding GreenHD. I think he probably want to get another +2 point advantage, a second push, so to speak, to, try to, hasten GreenHD's demise, but just holding that northern side is all he really needs to do, because it's pretty easy to hold.
So that seems to be the case for Gimme watching down to the south as this single Stug has managed to disable one of these tanks. Oh, 57mm been brought on in. Okay.
Yeah.
But then the airsat spam over here, it's going to cause more than enough issues for these last bits of surviving French infantry.
And IG-18 in a very clutch position there to try and suppress those pioneers, because we know the SS trooping aren't going to be able to do anything.
True. Now, regrettably for the IG-18, yeah, he's lost the line of sight there. And indeed, I'm watching his SS trooper and are throwing, I can only assume, are, Stielhandgranaten at the half track, and eventually do take it out.
There we go. Making our own little German pocket down south, and with the sappers getting pinned down, I think GreenHD should be able to resecure that flag.
For a moment, yeah.
Got smoke bomber up north. What's he doing? Where's he smoking?
I'm not sure, but as the old adage goes, smoke him if you got him, my friend. watching as more of these Stug Sherman duels go off here. And it's weird just to watch the Stug 3, which is desperately obsolete at this point, holding itself, it's equipping itself really quite well.
Yeah, just as long as, I mean, use the Stugs in a more defensive manner and let the tanks come into your line of sight instead of trying to push them, the Stugs pretty much perform just fine.
Yes.
It's just when you start going around corners in a town and Sherman stabilizers, as we keep saying, will just completely bug you up. Oh, the sappers down south here, they might be able to get a very sneaky bazooka kill on these two Stugs. That would be a pretty huge kill here for finzent.
You know, I was thinking exactly the same thing. Lead tank there goes down.
Yep.
And they're going to get the second one, too. The Stug's not changing. It's, yep, here it comes. Whoa!
Whoa. Okay, you got 2 more shots here, Sapper. No pressure. You're also being blown up by an IG-18. There we go. That's a really huge kill here. Because that will pretty much open up the southern side here for finzent.
Well, you see the command Sherman being brought on in. Other than that, I mean, they don't really care about the German infantry. You can stay behind my front lines. I don't care.
Yeah. I wonder if he even knows that German infantry is, yeah.
He's got to. He's really got to. I think we're going to see a resurgent push over here in the north as well, actually, from finzent. She's trying to pick back part of this town. 155 off-map being called on in. Taking out a little bit of the anti-tank, and indeed, yeah, as this starts to impact, we're seeing that push. Voltigieros, Sappers. I'd like to see a little bit more infantry getting pressed here, but that's you know, the best we can hope for at the moment.
This is going really real for finzent. Just stopping that southern attack for now is definitely going to give him, you know, some, you know, bit more time to buffer up his defenses. Now he's got that, you know, temporary +2 lead, which will, you know, especially as we get later on, you know, finzent's probably going to start running out of stuff.
It certainly does seem that way, but that's always been the question, like you said earlier. French, it's a question of stamina. They love hard and they love fast, but do they love long? Well, that's a question for the ladies of France that I can't really answer.
Yeah, but it's a pretty interesting matchup so far. Like, usually in these cards, I feel like we can kind of figure out who's going to win at this point. But I still think it's pretty 50-50. I feel like GreenHD does have a chance of coming back somehow if he does, you know, make his southern, you know, do a counter push down south. I mean, the Shermans are pushing pretty hard, but they're pushing alone without infantry support, so they could get killed. And
they will get killed. They're still coming in right now.
Stark, you need to stop. You're like an assault gun, not mobile platform. Yeah. Oh, Sherman miss.
Well, and Sherman just kind of like, let's throw a round down range and just dink it off.
Yeah.
2 shots, 2 kills. There we go. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. That's what he needed.
And a Focke-Wulf to the north. Actually, I like finally seeing some Axis air power here. Also, important to know that things are going to be finished pretty quick. If you know what I mean as well. We actually...
There we go. I was like, where's the finished infantry? But we got some... what the hell is that name?
Some Poisson? I don't know. It's something to do with fish, that's all I can think, but I doubt that's right.
Yeah, he's probably one of the weirdest unit names I've seen in the Eugene game, now that I think about it. It does sound like some sort of fish. Whoever's finished, please tell us in the comments what the hell this is. Is this even words?
I mean, I know this isn't, but I keep seeing poisson from, like, French. And I keep thinking, like, you're fighting for the wrong side. But not really a you know, Freiwillige kind of squad here. We might see an arrest of momentum. You can see right now it's 13-11. As a couple more flags are getting picked back up here.
Yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. I mean, the Finnish infantry definitely helps out. I mean, just looking at equipment, I mean, these summer guys have got SVTs, machine guns, good SMGs, Molotovs there. I mean, they're really good for 25 points. And we do have a lot of French armor up north here, the 76 Shermans, and yeah, just a lot of Shermans in general, but you know, GreenHD has those Stug reserves.
Well, I had to gripe about one thing, really, just for the Finnish infantry, is that their light machine gun over here is 320 rounds. So you can fire it for approximately 2 minutes and you're already out. Which, for me, the LMG just, it doesn't... I'm sure that there is some historical basis to it, but just, man, I feel like sometimes the ammo load seems so arbitrary.
It's just window dressing, really. It's just salad dressing on the squad.
Putting them out to the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, down to the south, they saw a bombing run. Stop these two Stokes from charging for about all of 3 seconds. But even more amusingly, we still have these air such trooping behind enemy lines, and the sappers finally dying, so watch the front line radically change here.
Yeah, the south has really been flipping back and forth very much, and GreenHD now has it under control, but oh no, here comes a smoke plane.
And Voluntar's behind it.
Buckle up.
And Voluntar's behind it.
Oh. We got bazookas there. I wonder if he's gonna rush up with the zooks after the smoke drop and try to get a sneaky kill, but no, he's just gonna use them defensively instead of, charging them to their death to try to blow up a tank.
Well, you're not gonna do it over open ground. You gotta be sneaky. I mean, we're not talking like ranger units. This is not, marauders.
Fontars and... Yeah, if you can get 76 Sherman in, maybe you can get like a sneaky stud kill, but you also got a Pack 40 being brought in and another bloody Slug, so we'll have to see.
Well, I'm just watching as the Finns attack this like huge group to the north. There's what, 7 units there, and they're like, you know what, guys, it's a good day to die, and they go all Klingon on the entire process there. But you can tell right now the French are running low on quality infantry. They're running low on quality tanks.
Yeah, once you get into sea phase for the French, you're really just relying on the volunteers. They're pretty good infantry, frankly. Like in terms of equipment loadouts, it's like SMG, like semi-automatic rifle spam, which works, but it's not as good as your sappers, which have those beautiful bazookas and satchel chargers. I mean, they're such a good squad, those sappers, but you don't get a lot of those guys.
Now, I do wish we were seeing some more active French air power. We have some very good kind of utility being utilized here. In fact, we're going to see a Focke-Wulf coming the other direction at that 57 mil and probably blow it out of the sky in 1 second.
Is DB trying to kill the Focke-Wulf? Yeah,
he is.
Does he have forward-facing machine guns even? I don't think so. It's just all
yes, he does. It's the 4 12-7s. Pretty sure that's the case. No, they're in the nose. They're in the nose.
What the hell? I never noticed that.
Because if we're getting into a dogfight with a DB-7B, there's a problem. I'm serious. Look at the airspeed. 490.
I know. Yeah. Yo, that's just 450 cows on a medium bomber. That's not terrible for anti-aircraft armament. It's not great either, but you can shoot a plane down with that.
But that to a certain extent is what I'm talking about. Like, you desperately need to have something that is more fighty.
Yeah, they need some Spitfires.
You need Spitfires, Spitballs, Spit something, but they need more than a DB.
Yeah, down south, the Slugs have managed to pretty much immobilize, and very much immobilize that 76 Sherman now, so if GreenHD can continue a southern push and secure out Forest, it's a pretty huge boon, because then you just put anti-tank gun in Forest, and nothing can come to Roger Forest anymore.
No, it can't. You can see right now one final Sherman being brought on in. This is without the upgun, so he's definitely run out. The 57 mil taking a severely defensive position over here to the east, a couple kilometers back.
Yeah, setting up a second defensive line. Or I guess first defensive line, as his actual defensive line up front is pretty much gone.
I would call it a Maginot, but the Maginot actually worked, so...
It did actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Go around it.
Exactly, and whenever they attacked it, they got destroyed, so...
Mm-hmm. They just didn't build it long enough.
Well, who's going to go through Belgium? Why would anyone go to Luxembourg?
Right?
Exactly.
I know. Yeah, that's such a silly idea.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Yeah. But yeah, Grenadiers or Panzerfaust being brought in. We do have a few sappers being brought in down south, but... will he even get close to the forest in time? No, he's just setting up a full defensive line down south here for finzent, which I think is, discretion is a better part of valor in this case, and I don't think he's gonna be able to get back the like central southern forests anymore.
No.
There's too many Germans in there.
No. He is at best going to be able to maintain in the center and the south. He's putting all his eggs in the north, and that's slowly getting worn away as more Pack 40s, these Stews, these Grenadiers, Panzerfausts. One thing I would like to see is a little bit more mortars or a little bit more artillery being brought in by the 122nd. Or heck, even throw out some smoke. You had Pioneers someplace, so pop smoke, get close, but slowly, unit by unit, the French are getting ground away.
Yeah. Coming down to attritional warfare, but look at GreenHD. He's really close to losing.
That's true.
Like, yeah, he needs to capture a flag right now, or he's buggered.
But that's the thing we were talking about before. I mean, like, you're saying that it was like a 50-50 game. Guys, this really is a 50-50 game. The score, the tail, the tickets right now doesn't adequately show this.
Yeah, it's like finzent is he's barely holding on to his front line at the moment, but it's working. I think finzent might just capture a flag in the center, yo. I mean, he's got those Vodegers pushing up, and if those Flammenwerfers can get some good Flammen, that's some pretty good Flammen, man. That's some pretty good Flammen.
Well, you know they like barbecue, baby. And there we go. There's a surrender. So that's the 13-11, and if he's going to take this bridge with his next push to the north, too. There we go, 12-12.
Yeah, there we go, and that's going to give GreenHD a much-needed breathing room. Now, if he can actually
the Grenadiers.
push on this.
Yes. Well, the Grenadiers here, we have the front line of Voltigeurs are just hunkered down. They've been pinned. This top squad of Grenadiers is going to buy it, almost without a doubt. But he's giving more time for other troops to make it in, and that is holding the door open.
Yeah, and if those Grenadiers can, get a wee bit closer and use those Panzerfausts, that'd be even better. Because, if he can knock out that Stuart on the half tracks, he can pretty much get a good chunk of that northern town. I do love how he's been using a stew. I mean, it's been alive this entire time, which is, I don't know, I find that pretty surprising, frankly. These things usually die when I use them. But it's been a real huge boon because it, makes big boom on explosive.
Oh my god, 6 more squads being brought on in. This is that knockout blow. At least this is what Green HD is hoping is going to be a knockout blow. He's got 2 more squads coming in the center as well. About a company and a half worth of troops here. And he's got all these Grenadiers. He's got all this material. And we get to oppose him. We have what? A scratch team of Voluntaries and, Sherman being brought on in? And it's not going to be enough.
Not going to be enough at all. I think finzent is trying to make some sort of push happen on the ridgeline here, but I mean, the Grenadiers are Panzerfaust now. They have teeth, and you do not want to get bitten by that if you're a Sherman.
Yeah, I get the feeling it's going to be a stillborn push.
Yeah.
As the last of the French infantry to the north goes down, with not even anything else in the area for miles.
But finzent has managed to secure a flag somewhere.
At the town.
So he's at
the town.
Okay, there we go.
And it's 12-12 again. So this is where it goes down, though. So the Sherman's dead, which means we have a half track. That's it in the north.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the thing is that the second that some of these units get taken out, there's nothing coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, once that half track goes down, I think that would be a blue flag on the far northern town here. And it's just going to be about, the infantry taking their time to push on up and actually get into position, yeah. But, yeah, finzent, he just needs to make a push happen somewhere. But, it's 13-11 now. 2 flag deaths if it's going to be pretty hard.
We're seeing down to the south the higher, let's say, skill cap of the Grenadiers, proving their worth is weight and, Reich marks over here. The Voluntaries are getting ground down. And what just got dropped in the north? What was that coming in? Oh, another Focke Wolf, okay. Probably not giving a fuck of what you think.
But back to Trove, we got more Grenadier reinforcements being hastily brought in. We got some Volunteers and Shermans for finzent up north. Now if he can, get those Panzerfaust in range and start making those Shermans, no longer there in a mortal sense, it would be ideal. Here we got, another smoke bomber.
But It's not doing anything, though. Again, the utility is great, but why? I get the feeling like it's desperate at this point. He's trying really hard to set up, like, head-to-heads between the Flock of Wolf and everything else, but, like, I don't see this being value-added.
Nope.
And more infantry, 5 more squads. Yes, this is the French. The French have run their race, and they've run it well, but I don't know. I think this is the turning point. I think this is the final countdown.
Yeah, it's... I mean, GreenHD, he's still on the edge. I mean, look, Vincent's got a flag. He just needs to hold for a minute, but I think the flag will... Ah, it's the northern flag. He's just barely holding on to it, but there you go, as it flips back. It is, like GreenHD, he can win this, but it is razor edge. He needs to, you know, get a bit more territory, a little bit more buffer, if he wants to be safe.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, just looking on that ridgeline there for all the grenadiers, I think he really needs to make some sort of push happen, but he needs to kill out Sherman first. He has no AT.
He's dropping it right now. He's got a bomber coming in. If nothing else to stress, and the soulmates are there just in case he can get him to get both stressed. No, he's not going to, which is why he's rushing them in, and they get wrecked. But the thing is, though,
central push. You see
the Volunteers? Yes, but you see what there's also a Stug.
Yeah, and a Pack 40, yeah.
Yeah, those guys are brave, but they're all dead.
Yeah. Yeah, now unloaded, they're not gonna be going anywhere fast.
Okay, first Sherman is dead.
There we go.
But he's got no more Fausts. No more Fausts.
Oh, this is getting razor edge now. I mean, if he can just, you know, kill out Sherman, stress it out, whatever, he can, you know, secure the entire northern town. But finzent is holding on for dear life.
But this right here at the end here, ooh, DP go down? Or it's just disappeared? Fast hitting.
I don't know.
Alright.
Maybe it dissipated in the smoke.
And just like that, he's gone.
Yeah.
More volunteers being rushed on in, but they go into the town. We got a couple going to the north, and a couple going to the central ridge. If this flag on that ridge line falls, and falls, I'm not gonna say consistently per se, but like, it falls for good, that's the game, I think, in favor of the Germans.
Yeah. The problem right now for the German show is that he doesn't have any infantry of AT, and it's these 2 Shermans are completely stopping any advance. I don't think maybe he's run out of Slugs by now. I'm not really seeing any Slugs, and he needs anti-tank to just knock out those Shermans. That's it. He's dropping... yeah, Vincent's dropping smoke on his northern Sherman, but that's just like allowing the Finnish to get in close. And they like getting in close. Maybe not that close, volunteers also like being close.
What can they say? They're aggressive cuddlers.
Oh, yeah, Vincent got that +1 once again. I feel like GreenHD's just lost that steam.
Yeah, it was just such a shame because I legitimately thought here at the edge he had it.
Yeah.
He had it. A couple of missed opportunities here at the end. Moving this Pack 40 to the north may have even helped kind of stymie that potential French breakout. But here at the end, the last seconds of this match, congratulations, I would say, over here to Finsen.
Yeah, that was clutch. Holy crap. I think the reason why GreenHD lost that match is that he just needed just a tad more infantry anti-tanks just to knock out those 2 northern Shermans. That pretty much held the line completely for Finzent, and I was not expecting that.
No, neither was I.
Holy
neither
crap.
was I. Really, really thrilling game there at the end. You can tell as well. Look at the cost in lives.
Mm-hmm.
As GreenHD also apparently has a lost Viking as his icon. I don't know. Major killers. Not really a whole lot. There's one Sherman over here to get a couple of kills, but other than that, most of the kills have been spread out pretty evenly.
Yeah, everyone's doing their part for the revolution.
Indeed. Indeed, on the opposite side.
Pretty spread out. I mean, one side actually did pretty good, but...
True, another Pack 40 picking up 4 or 5 kills by himself, too.
Focke-Wulf knocked out a tank and an anti-tank gun, and he did pretty good at Focke-Wulf. And the other's Focke-Wulf. So, German-Finnish lines performing a little bit better, but that was close.
Yes, it was. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just pretty much the volunteers and those few Shermans were just enough to hold the line.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, but that's why you come to these channels. You come to see the games like that. That's why you put on a replay. So
yeah. Very good match, guys. Really good match.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that with us as well. So but any last thoughts there?
Nope.
Excellent, folks. In that case, then, thanks for coming along with us, of course, for another week of replays. I guess until next week, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.